they are doing what they're doing right now to this guy right here. Kanye West did an interview recently and said that he put $140 million into JP Morgan. They treated him like shit, and they kicked him out. So if you thought that you're getting bad treatment with however much you have, think about even if you had $140 million, it still doesn't matter. They will still treat you like shit no matter what. So that is why now people have noticed, even Charles Hoskinson that tweeted this out, that he's turning to Bitcoin. He wore a hat that said Satoshi Nakamoto. So this is pretty good, although I don't know what's going on with that new boots that he's wearing. That's part of his new line. I guess Yeezys are dead, and now it's something called E or something like that. Man. But anyways, I don't know how you're walking around in that in the summer. But the good thing is he's turning to Bitcoin. Like I said, more and more people are turning to Bitcoin because they're just sick. They're just fed up with what's going on. All banks in general, right? You get treated like shit by the banks. And I've told you guys, I had the same story with JP Morgan. Just a few years ago, I tried to open up a business account. Took them 6 months. Wouldn't allow me to do anything with it. Kept hammering on what I did for a living, and eventually sent me a letter saying, we're going to close your account. And I never used it. So I had this same kind of experience with JP Morgan. They kind of suck. They really do. But more and more people are learning about banks and how they work, and this house of cards really that could collapse at any day. Right? And that's why more and more people are turning Bitcoin, because where else? Who else do you go turn to? So this is pretty positive. What else is there? So much banking stuff. Former Morgan Stanley CEO. So you think about it, former CEO of a huge bank now is into crypto. He has his own family office, okay? And he was asked outright if he holds any Bitcoin and crypto. He's like, yes, through my family office, we have some outright positions in crypto. 50 years from now, maybe that will be he's talking about changes in the financial industry. 50 years from now, maybe that will be a huge way that monetary transactions take place. So it's easy to wire. You don't have to worry about putting in a bank. Even he recognizes it. You don't even have to put in a bank. Right? And this is what people are trying to get away from. It's on a computer. So, everyone is turning to Bitcoin, or at least crypto, or blockchain, or just getting away from the banks. This is what I've been telling you guys. Despite the price volatility, it seems like no one really cares. No, trust me, people do care. People do care. And there are signs of a lot of whales and institutions buying up all the supply right now while things are cheap. But yeah, even former CEOs, and of course, former hedge fund guys like Raoul Paul, former Goldman guy, and there's so many others that have turned to Bitcoin recently. Also, MasterCard is helping banks offer cryptocurrency trading. I guess this is good, but I don't know who really wants banks to be trading crypto for them. The whole point of crypto is kind of to get away from the banks. But MasterCard is going to act as a bridge between the banks and several other crypto trading firms. So whether or not this brings any good to the space, I don't know. Maybe it adds a little bit more legitimacy. Maybe. I don't know. But that also has to do with the banks right now. And then last few things, let's see. Bitcoin is still going up. We're looking good today, guys. 19.6. Let's see if we could crack that 20,000. We weren't able to crack 20,000 last time, just 3 days ago. Let's see if we could crack it today. Kevin O'Leary also brings up that there's this new stablecoin regulation that could really drive markets up. Kevin O'Leary is really about having more regulations, and he believes that having proper regulations will bring in trillions of dollars into this space. And he's talking about one that relates to stable coins. Basically, if you have stable coins like you're a stablecoin issuer like Circle, for example, you have to get audited every 30 days, and you have to make sure that your entire your supply is backed by either treasury bills or USD, making sure that there's no algorithmic stuff going on. So it could be bad, meaning that if you're in the US and you're a project that does have algorithmic stablecoin, most likely you're not going to survive. But it's also good so that if you are, let's say, using USDC, you are basically assured that every USDC out there is backed by one USD, which means that it's very unlikely to collapse. Unless USD also collapsed, then you got bigger problems. But still, Kevin O'Leary believes that if this passes, the Stablecoin Transparency Act, it could definitely fuel more money into Bitcoin and crypto overall. And he may be right. He may be right. All right. Lastly, I did see this. BSV, which is a fork of Bitcoin Cash, which is a fork of Bitcoin. So this is like 2 forks away. Has been single-handedly been taken over by one person. That's how bad it is. This is why forked Bitcoins are not Bitcoins, because there's no one that is securing the network. Bitcoin's network difficulty is at all-time high. Miners continue to flock to Bitcoin, but someone like Bitcoin SV, the hash rate is so low that one single miner now controls 70% of the transactions, so they could do whatever the hell they want. And this is why you don't want to trust any other Bitcoin fork, because they're just not as secure. And I don't know what's going on with Bitcoin Cash. Probably the same thing is going to happen with them. And they're going to suffer 51% tax left and right. So, yeah. And no one still believes that Craig Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, speaking of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried said it was stupid that before he said he would spend up to $1 billion in the 2024 elections. Many people already speculate that Sam Bankman-Fried has his own agenda in terms of who he wants to win the next election and how that's going to help FTX. And you know, there's a lot of speculation out there. But now he's backtracking a little bit, saying, okay, that was stupid. I didn't mean that, right? Maybe he's taking on too much heat. We know FTX is trying to buy everything right now. He's trying to be BlackRock of crypto. So maybe he's trying to divert some of the attention away from himself. But, you know, who knows? Who knows how much he's going to be spending, and who knows where he's getting all this money from. I still, you know, FTX, as big as they are, they're still nothing compared to, say, Binance. So I still don't know where they get their money from. If you're looking to buy Bitcoin and crypto for the first time and you don't know where to get started, head over to CryptosRus.com and click on the Best Exchange Guide. Within, you'll find a list of exchanges that I recommend and some that I use on a daily basis. Head over to CryptosRus.com or utilize the links in the description of this video.